Welcome to the NBA Coast to Coast podcast brought to you by lineups.com. Nate and Josh here with the second night of NBA action, 12 games on the slate. And we have 2 episodes up per usual each and every weekday. We're going to be bringing those to you all season long. So make sure to subscribe to that channel. Don't miss any of the NBA action. We've got best bets looks in this episode. Also have player props, specific ones in the other one. So like I said, continue to follow along with that. But let's jump right into the first look that you've got here for Wednesday night's massive slate, Nate.
Yeah, I'm going with Cade Cunningham and the Pistons in some variety of an SGP here. Cade to get 25, Pistons to win. You see up on the screen about 1.5 times your money. You could play around with adding some assists there. I just think the ball's going to be in his hands even more than we saw last season. I mean, we did see him close last season on a huge rise in terms of usage and efficiency. And there's none of these spacing shooters, right? No Beasley, no THJ now to start the season. Also, no real backup ball handlers in Ivy and Sasser tonight. Karis LeVert's going to get in there. But the point is, Cade, the last 3 without Beasley last year, 33 points per game in 33 minutes with a 43% usage rate. So instead of being that kind of facilitator spray around, he's looking to attack more. The matchup is fantastic against the Chicago Bulls. They're number 1 in pace last year. They allowed the most assists, second most points to point guards last year. Very bad in pick and roll defense. Do a better job limiting the roll man than the roll ball handler. 4th most points to the ball handler. So that's how Cade scores the majority of his points. He should have no problem. His numbers aren't eye-popping against this team because they won by 40, and then the next night they won by 18 against the Bulls the last time they got together. This one should be closer. He should have no problem clearing this number. But as you see with the wins, the Pistons do also have an advantage over the Bulls.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm kind of high on both these teams. I think they're sort of the at least Detroit definitely is, near the top, probably the top of the sort of second tier, right after maybe just like the top 2. Like I do put them up there as like a top 4 team in the East. And yeah, Cade took that step last year, and I just can see it continuing, right? 1 year in college, and then an injury really just slowed things down for him. But this is who we thought he was. So I'm with that. And I like the pieces that they've got here in another year with him. I'm with it. I think Chicago is going to look good too, better than maybe we might expect. That offense is going to be going. I think points in this game seems pretty reasonable, as much as we like Detroit's defense. But a game I don't like points in is this game right here. And I think we're going to see Portland, who spent the last, let's say 20 games, basically since the All-Star break. They were a top 10 defense in the league at points in that second half of the season. They actually spent time as the number 1 defense for decent stretches of time in that. And it's no wonder why. You have Toumani Camara, you have Denny Avdia. That's now the identity of this team. It's 2 really young guys that are exactly what you need in the NBA to win championships as the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the other thing I like here, Drew Holiday is now on this team as well. You might remember, I believe he'll be on Ant for most of this game, kind of like an under on his boards as a result. I do think that's just going to be what he does for this team. I don't think he's as concerned about scoring or doing much else besides just providing that top tier defense against the top ball handler on the other team, letting Toumani Camara guard whomever he needs to at that point. They just have a bevy here of defenders, and that's what I see happening. They do play with some pace at times, but the offense still, I don't think it's going to click. It's not like they brought in a glue guy, maybe a Dame Lillard, who's just not available yet, to be able to sort of lead that offense. And then on the other side of the ball, it always takes this team a minute to sort of find itself on offense. I still don't know that Dante DiVincenzo is going to be the guy that we saw for the Knicks hitting 5 or 6 threes in the playoffs when he got that kind of volume. I think it's going to turn into that kind of what his contract, or the sort of the future contracts for him and the future successes that he's getting. It seems like it's based a little bit too much on that one sort of run in the playoffs. I'm not buying it. And I think that's too crucial for what this team needs to do on offense. That sort of outlet shooter that can also go to the rim. Just haven't seen him make the shots and even get the minutes necessarily. So I'm just not buying it yet for their offense. And I'm going to go under 220.5, even though this got bet up by 2 points.
Yeah, I was looking at this too. It's just 2 defensive-oriented teams, and Edwards, as you might have said, is dealing with back spasms too, right? So, he might not even go if that's the case. The Wolves' offense definitely going to be taking a step back
Big
there,
time.
and that them boys in Portland can defend, especially now with a veteran and Drew added to the fold there.
And one more thing, Donovan Clingan, all we've heard all offseason is that he's in shape finally. So he can play more than 20 minutes, and he is going to be a top 5 rim protector for like his career. That's how good he is.
Which gives you top 5 on both sides with the Stifle Tower, of course. Right. Yeah. This one has a high total, but I still kind of lean under at 236, but I lean more towards the Pelicans, getting 4.5 here in Memphis with maybe a half unit on the money line, might as well at a close spread there. I think the Pels are just going to be a lot better than last year. It's not really a big limb. I mean, they had 17 injuries throughout the season. And they're just going to be really good on defense here to start with Herb Jones, Trey Murphy healthy, with old man strength, Kevon Looney in there to help on both sides, right? And Zion allegedly looking in shape. Yes, this is your yearly reminder that Zion has a chance to play a normal amount of NBA games, and we'll see. But it's opening night, so we just need him out there one night to give this Memphis team some problems. That's their Memphis. That down low, they're going to be missing Zach Edey, Brandon Clark. They're going to be missing Ty Jerome and Scottie Pippen, and apparently Ja's gonna go, but I thought he was gonna be out like a week or two with a bad ankle sprain, right? So I mean, it's Ja with no backups whatsoever, flying through the air. Always hold your breath when the man is going to the basket, and then it's gonna take some time for these rookie wings. I mean, Jalen Wells not a rookie anymore, but these young boys to gel. I think for Memphis to kind of they're shifting gears. It's a new era, right? I don't think they're going to come out of the gates firing too much. I think that the home court advantage we've seen in past years is diminished a little bit for Memphis. These two teams are kind of just shifting in the opposite directions, and I think the Pelicans, even on the road here, should have some advantages to press and get the opening night victory, or at least keep it close.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, to me, a couple of things. I'm with you. I'm low on Memphis this season. I'm very low on them. I did a fun draft with a couple of friends. That was the losers draft, where you want to pick the teams that you think are going to lose the most. I took them higher than you might think, because there's a world in where they win like 32 games, and it's Ja Morant not having played 65 games, but once in his career now, right? And not in the last handful of seasons. So that's what that's predicated on. So season long, I'm with you being low on Memphis. And then this bet to me is just a microcosm of the Pelicans' future. What's Zion doing? Because Zion's the difference. Zion good. This team right now better than Memphis coming out without DeJounte Murray. I'm with you, because Zion would be that big of a difference maker over this. Top 2 picks in that draft with Ja out there. But hobbled Ja, Zion hopefully being the Zion that we want to see. Like, if he's close to it, man, and the one that we've seen spurts of, then he's a big difference maker here. And this 4.5 is probably incorrect if you're giving that much to the home court for Memphis. But let me close it out with the guy I spoke about in our futures episode here, Tyrese Maxey. I gotta stop now. I think this is a great moment to just be like, yeah, he's coming out, and I'm telling you that I like him to potentially lead the league in scoring this year. I also, though, really like his assists when he's playing with Embiid, which do go up a full assist per game last season in the games that he played with Joel versus without him. I think it was like 25 games with him, and he was at about 6.5 dimes. So I like this. I also just like him to go bananas, because I just think he's going to have the ball in his hands the whole time. We don't have Paul George. When Paul George is out there, I still just think he's going to be much more of an off-ball guy. Maybe he'll get some second unit time when he comes back and sort of lead the second unit as the PG of that second unit, pun intended. So with Tyrese, it's his world, man. So we're going to see usage, I think, in the high 20s, low 30s, like Luka style for a lot of this season. A lot of pick and roll, your world, Tyrese. And I still think he's going to facilitate plenty, as he's only gotten better over the course of his career. So let's start things out versus Boston. This ain't your last year's Boston defense. Just to put that out there. Obviously, Drew not there. Down low, you don't have Kristaps. I still like guys like Kata and company, but come on, man. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. This is not the same team. You're going to have a lot more Anthony Simons out there. If you watch Portland basketball, you know what that does to your defense. So Tyrese Maxey and company, like, I think Philly, look, we know they're boom or bust, but for this one, for Tyrese, I'm going boom to start the season, basically.
Yeah, and Derek White, who would be the Celtics stopper, is probably going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting on offense, right? Yeah. So I don't know how much energy he's going to have for that end of the floor. Maxey, isn't he like a weird reverse splits when Embiid actually plays? Like, he's more efficient and he scores more efficient. Yeah, more
It's not
efficient.
scoring more.
So
When Embiid plays, he's just way more efficient. It's his threes that you attack with Embiid versus without, for sure, because he's going to be able
yeah.
to catch and shoot way more. Yeah.
And this is a rare time where you expect Embiid to actually be out there, right, for 25, 30 minutes. So we'll see. Yeah, I mean, but it's Maxey's team now. I mean, the 30 points I should mention right off the bat is like plus 180. So you don't even
Yeah.
need the assist if you want plus
Yeah.
money here. Although, yeah, if he's going to have that much time with the ball in his hands, it may make sense.
That's what I'm banking on. Yeah. So that is all the time that we have for you guys in this one, though. Definitely make sure to subscribe to that channel. We're going to be coming back. We have the other episode up with just strictly player props in there for you. And then we'll be back tomorrow once again for that Thursday slate. So until we see you next, happy betting.